All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So it's Thursday, 3rd of July, and we just going again and again with the presentations for the TMX, for the TGE event, because it's still open. And of course, guys, that people who didn't participate in that yet, you can make it today, you can make it tomorrow. Of course, guys, in that time, like still it's open and you can join, of course. And we're gonna provide some general stuff. Yeah, of course, maybe for the new people, if you have some new guys, you can bring them right now. Just tell them that we have the presentation and like we're gonna basically go through the latest news. Yeah, so guys, like I just would say that basically market is start to be recovering. We can see that Ethereum being like hit today $2,600, even more than that, which is great. And like I really feel that we 100% in the right time we're gonna launch the project. And of course, like that's gonna be the great success. Yeah, like for all the community, especially for that guys who bought that on the early stage, even for the 50 cents. But right now, guys, it's also the great time because your token is going to be liquid from the day one. So just the great stuff. So Brian, like if you're ready, you can start. And yeah, maybe I'm going to share some more links with other people. All right.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up, everybody? Yeah, share in the chat like the X link and
Yep.
maybe our YouTube and stuff too, so people can get that. Because I mean, I get a lot of the same kind of questions, and a lot of people just aren't plugged into the chats. So make sure if you do have people that are involved, because I think here, everybody here, we're already a part of this. They don't think there's maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some new people, but I'll just go over it anyway. So share my screen. Let's get into the share screen. I'm looking at, right now, I'm looking at Ethereum, right? This is a 4 hour window mark. This isn't minutes or hours. This is literally 4 hours. So let me go ahead and move my picture here. So 4 hours, you go down, you set your minutes on this. This is Trading View. I use Trading View to look at everything. So you can set all the different tokens over here. Some tokens that aren't even completely listed, sometimes they'll show up. But so, the 2800, that's where obviously we want to get to. And, besides some bad news that broke back down, right? So hopefully we pop over 2800 and we have good news. So, right here, when it started coming up, it started consolidating out the right side. So we drew a little flag, and then this measured movement right here, where I get that is from like this part to this part, and then you kind of move that up in here. And then that's projectedly, normally, that's where it would go if it breaks out and holds. It broke out a couple times and bounced off it, broke out and went down, and then bounced off the bottom of that trend line and then came up. But all in all, we're looking good. Yes, what today we hit all the way up at 26.32. So, still being around 25, it's a great time to buy some Ethereum and hold and, or buy it and put it into the TGE. So the TGE it's a token generating event. So it's basically we're raising Ethereum to then pair right here. We're raising Ethereum, 318 of them to pair with TMX token. So we want obviously Ethereum to go up because when it's paired to our token, it'll be worth more. Because some people are like, why can't we launch now? I guess we could, probably around the price right now, 318 of them, around 25 something. I think we're looking at $800,000 we have worth of Ethereum, but Jake would like to get to where we're at like 1.2 million, to launch on the exchanges with over a million in liquidity looks really good. So with that, the total amount we can raise is 485. This is the balance that I've put in to the TGE. If I had more right here, I would deposit more. I deposited a lot in our private sale, months back. So with that, our progress pool, we're over 65%. Here's white papers. It's not fully updated. There's a new one coming. So Jake said that there's new white papers coming, a couple audits that they're finishing up with the whole locking our tokens in from the private seed phase and then letting them be distributed to us to put into the TMX exchange right when that launches. But anybody that purchases now in the TGE, you'll have access to your tokens right away to do basically whatever you want to do with it. So this is a first come, first served basis. The keys to this, it's only 2.5% of the supply that at 500,000. We don't have much of the tokens available. A lot of the tokens will be earned through times of staking and trading and airdrops and just being a part of the exchange. So it's kind of cool how this works. So we're going to be very lucky to have so many TMX tokens that we do because other people will be very jealous as they come. So we're on the Arbitrum One network that inside of your MetaMask or your Trust wallet, you can get that network top left and you can add the different networks on here, custom networks, or you just click add network right here and set it up. And then you can send Ethereum to that in that network. Okay. So with that, we got a fantastic Telegram chat. We got a great X page that's doing well. Go there, like everything, repost whatever you can. We have an apparel store. I saw some more people bought some more clothing articles from here, and people are wearing it all over the world now, which is great. And then, but besides that, like kind of like I get this question like, how's it gonna work? Well, just like GMX, right? And a question even today, like where is TMX based out of? Well, it's ran on smart contracts and it's a completely decentralized exchange. This isn't like an exchange like based out of, I don't know, Florida or California or Europe. It runs on the rails of the Arbitron network and it's just based on smart contracts. So once it's launched, just like GMX, it's just runs on smart contracts. So like you would go to the GMX site, and the only way to trade on this is to have a DeFi, a decentralized wallet like MetaMask. You'd launch it, and then you would connect it right here, connect right there to your wallet address. That's my wallet address up here. So when I connect it, I'm connected. So if I had, say, money in here, if I had tokens in here, crypto and any coins, say I had a bunch of GMX tokens, I would click on stake. And I would come down here and I would just click stake. And then I would stake the amount I want to stake. And then every 24 hours, I would come over here to the rewards part and I would click claim. And then normally there would be a drop down when you do that. If I had this, it would say okay in my MetaMask. And I would click okay. And the profits would go to my MetaMask or your Trust wallet, whatever you're using. So, I mean, that is the cool part about this. And it's just all ran on smart contracts. Nobody's going to keep your money in there. You're literally just using money you have in your decentralized wallet that nobody knows any of this is yours because it's just a wallet address. There's no names, there's no emails, there's no KYCs to this. You just connect your wallet and then you can come in and you can actually start trading and you can trade with leverage. So that's one thing. Like this is leverage trading right here, putting leverage on a trade. So if you've been with us for a while, you've seen so many posts where the market moves really fast, or even in a day period, it just goes one direction, and you just see massive amounts of money get liquidated from traders, and that money goes into the exchange. The exchange makes that money, which adds more liquidity. I've had literally professionals go, well, how's it grow liquidity? And I'm like, you've been in crypto for 15 years and you don't understand when traders lose money on an exchange that that money goes into liquidity. And they're like, well, no, you know what I mean? You're like, all right, well, you're going to learn a lot today. So 95% of leverage traders, they lose. I mean, listen to Jake. It's hard. I myself, all of us, we can win and then we can lose. Like it's always smart. What I've learned is to do a little bit of leverage and do it on a low amount, and then take those profits and move it over to what you would call like spot trading, which is no leverage trading. It's basically buying crypto at a lower price. And then if you want to sell it, you put a sell in at a higher price. And there's no fluctuating of, leverage, I mean, on that being going up and going down. You just have your money in it. If you bought Bitcoin at say 85,000 and you put a sell for 110, it would have triggered it yesterday or today when it hit 110 and you would have just sold that 85,000 Bitcoin for 110,000. Been like, awesome. In the meantime, your price of Bitcoin is whatever it is, you can always hit cancel. So spot is a lot safer. leverage trading is a lot riskier, and you gotta really follow the market and see where everything goes. So, with that, like that's how our site will work, just like theirs. Also, you do have an affiliate bonus. You do have a affiliate link. You just click on this little copy here, and then you give this out to anybody, and when they purchase, you get a little piece of those 500,000 tokens for doing that. It gives you a 2% affiliate, basically reward of that. So far I've earned 4,800 of the tokens just helping my friends purchase it. So that right there in itself is pretty cool because the token launches at 3, 4 bucks. We go up to 10, $20. I'm sitting on a lot of tokens. So when I stake those in the staking pool and I start earning 20% from the trading fees on the overall exchange. So when someone does a trade, and say they pay like, let's say they do a trade here and then they win $100 but pay $10 in fees. Those fees add up, and that pays everybody in the community that has tokens staked. And when you have your tokens staked, you get 20% from those overall fees of the community of the staked tokens. If you add liquidity is kind of down on this part, which is LP. When you add that, you're going to get a reward from the overall liquidity providers of 50% of those fees. So a decentralized exchange will pay out 70% to those people like us that are putting money in there for other traders or ourselves to trade with. Jake trades a lot and he uses a lot amount to trade with. So when he does that, he pays a lot of fees. He showed us where he's paid $600, $700 just in one trade before of fees. So, I mean, he's like, I can't wait to just trade on our own exchange, so that way we get the rewards to ourselves back to us. So that's the one thing about this. And it's like, don't overthink this. This isn't a centralized exchange where you need to pass all regulatory, regulations and all that. You don't have to take pictures of your driver's licenses, passports or anything. It's just simply connecting what you have in your trust wallet, your, token pocket, like different DeFi wallets, and then you can trade with it and do whatever you want with it. So the market is huge. I think it's over 10 billion that has been almost daily that's traded in the DeFi market. You can see some of those posts on Instagram where, so and so did a $4 million trade on Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is a decentralized exchange, so you can grow your money there and then be able to do whatever you want with it because you're in control of it. So with that being said, we're working on a Visa or MasterCard with the banking system to where you can send that crypto right over and attach it to it's basically a MasterCard credit, but it's used as like a prepaid debit. But when it swipes, it's like a credit. So you can actually use that to like rent cars and do a bunch of different things with as well. So it's cool how that works. And they have a whole banking system in there to where, you know, you can actually wire money from your current bank to that bank that's yours and then convert it into crypto and move it out, or vice versa, move crypto in, convert it to dollars and then move it out. So it's kind of a all-in-one package that will help people bridge that gap from moving a large amount of funds or just moving $5,000 is hard sometimes for people. I mean, it's like, what do I do? If I do Coinbase and I don't wire it to Coinbase, they're going to hold it for 2 weeks. So screw them. Or you know how people get bad experiences with exchanges and then they get locked out of the exchange. I've had so many people say, well, I can't even use my crypto.com or my Coinbase. How do I buy crypto? And I'm like, just wait. We're going to have a TMX banking solution for that. So we got a lot of good things coming. Even talking with Tim and David, and once things settle down, Jake will get back into trading more and have, some type of signals group for people too that do want to learn how to trade and probably like long-term signals, because sometimes signals, you got to be fast at them unless it's like on a 15-minute chart or 5-minute chart. And Jake doesn't normally trade too much on the 1-minute chart. It's like you can't really, it's hard to get signals for that because you'd have to get in the trade instantly. So, I'm looking forward to that as well. But man, like besides that, I'm excited. I know this is a quick Zoom. It's Thursday. It's the 3rd of July. Go spend time with your families this weekend. Have fun. Barbecue some ribeyes for me. Do have a good time with that. But Tim, David, what do you guys have? Anybody have any questions too as well? We can always ask and we can try to go over.
Yeah, Dave,
Yeah,
you say something?
yeah, no, I mean, I just think that was really good, a good overview, just giving you guys the value of everything that we have with TMX, and then just everything that's going to be happening in the short days to come. I mean, with the Mastercard, like Brian was saying, there's always a problem in this space, and now we have the solution where this has always been one of the issues where, okay, if somebody has, for example, 5,000 or even $1,000, and they need to buy crypto, where do you buy it from? So now, once we have the Mastercard, TMX Mastercard, that solution is solved now. You'll be able to go ahead and swap it. And anyways, that's going to be really, really cool. And you guys, all I can say is just buy TMX tokens because I've seen this before in the past where people made a lot of money setting themselves up for the future financially. And this is the time, guys, still in the pre-sale, a few more days left, and then it's over. But yeah, that's all I got, Tim. And Brian, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, for sure, guys. There's gonna be the great stuff, especially with the crypto card to use that. Because like me personally, I use like some crypto card from the Bybit exchange, but I know that Bybit is not works like for the United States, and like it just also really restricted with the card. Yeah, so you have a lot of the limits, so you can't withdraw more than $10,000 per year. Yeah, like per year you can't make more, you can take more from there, and just like also about the transactions. But like with the TMX, like when it's going to be unlimited, so it's gonna be the great solution for the so many people. Like doesn't matter, it's Europe, it's United States, it's India, so like people can just like make the great stuff with that and just like use it daily to any store, like online, offline. That's gonna be the really cool. Yeah, and of course, like from Monday we have like some more giveaways. Yeah, so like just bring some people. Yeah, so we have the way of the affiliate program right now, just like the one level, but once the TMX is gonna be launched, there's gonna be more levels and more interested stuff to like make money on that. But just right now, yeah, you can get more tokens. Yeah, like, and basically you receive like double profit because you just invite someone, like you purchase the tokens, you have it the tokens, but then like they will gonna rise in the value. Yeah, so it's like some kind of the double profit which is possible to make. Yeah, and of course, guys, like giveaways, like I said, just like bring your family, maybe some friends. They will gonna check the information, and like you even don't need to like provide for them all the details about the TMX. Just like you can tell, here, like there's gonna be some Zoom, you can check it, and there's gonna be the giveaway. So they will gonna join, they will check all the information, and then you will gonna get from them the feedback. So just like that, and just like we wish you the great weekends, like Brian said, guys, and we'll see you from Monday. Yeah, so just quick Zoom today, but like I hope that all the information been provided, guys, by Brian really well, as always. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you.